Hi guys and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 here. Bit of a different thing today for a Rangers save. I figured before we dive right in with Season 5, which will be coming soon by the way, we'd have a little look back at the players we've sold over the first 4 seasons and ask, where are they now? So having a little look at guys, obviously loans or anything like that we won't consider, and any young guys who just weren't good enough that we released we'll not consider. Just people who were significant enough to play a part at the club, just to see how they're getting on their careers. So season 1 we didn't actually sell anybody. Nico Kranjkar left, but I presume he's a coach or something by now. He's an assistant manager who's available on a free. Nothing really to comment on that. Season 2, Jason Holt went to Aberdeen. How's he getting on? He's at St Johnstone now, worth 2.4 million. So he's doing pretty well for himself in his career. He did an okay time at Aberdeen. Then he went to St Johnstone, where again he's had an okay time. Harry Forrester went to Hibernian. He's still at Hibernian, but now he's transfer listed. Clearly hasn't made much of an impact there. He played okay in his first season, and then he hasn't really featured since that 2018-19 season, which will be, 3 seasons ago now coming up. So he's down on his luck in his career a wee bit, Harry Forrester. Jack Alnwick went to Charlton. But again, he doesn't seem to have done that much recently in the 2021 season. 18-19 he did play for them, played pretty poorly, but he seemed to come onto a game there with a 6.9 average when they went down to League 1 in the 1920 season, but then he's been dropped. So again, kind of down on his luck in his career. Windass went to Bolton, he's now at Plymouth. Left Bolton to Plymouth on a free there. It was a League 1 to League 1 transfer. Did okay when he went in, played 38 games but a 6.72, then 21 on the 6.86, 41 games for Plymouth, so he is a regular now. He's playing regular football. 6.81 average is okay, I suppose. So 4.8k he's getting as well, so he's playing regular football and getting a good wage for himself, so he's done okay. Lee Hodson to Partick, he's now at St Johnstone also. It was a free transfer from Partick to St Johnstone. He played okay for Partick first season, and actually did okay for St Johnstone, 6.95 average, but then this season, the 2021 season, he didn't play at all. So again, another guy who's struggling in his career. Candeas went to Sporting Gijon, he's now at Portimonense. He's now 33 years old. How did he do at Sporting? Did he impact it at all? He played in La Liga for them, got a 6.76 average, played a lot of game time for them in that first season, but he didn't really do very well. And then he didn't feature in the 1920 season, but he has kicked on actually the 2021 season. He went to Portimonense for 475k, and he's played good amount of game time there, 34 appearances with a 7.01 average, so he's actually doing okay for himself. He's on 3.7k, so he's getting paid as well, so he's doing alright, Candeas. Joe Dodu went to Estoril, he's now at Firenze, and he's kind of bounced about a little bit, hasn't he? He had a couple of loans from us. He went to Estoril and did not do very well. 27 games, 6 goals, 2 assists, but a 6.4 average rating. He played for the Estoril B side, scored 19 goals in 34 games with a 7.21, so he can certainly do it at that level. But then he really didn't play for Estoril in the 1920 season, and then the season just gone by at Firenze, he barely featured, barely kicked a ball. So another player who's not doing too well. He's on 3.2k, so he's making bank, I suppose, but not having a great career. Andy Halliday, who went to St Johnstone, is now at Hamilton. He's done okay for himself actually, Andy Halliday. He played well for St Johnstone that first season. 7.0 average rating from 26 games, scoring 6 goals with 3 assists. Then the second season he played 29 games, so actually upped his appearances, but down to 4 goals and 3 assists once again, 6.92 average, so playing pretty well. They then lost him to Hamilton, where he made 34 appearances, so season just gone by he's actually made his most appearances. He got 6.81 average rating, which isn't terrible, 2 goals, and his assists are now up to 4, so he's done okay for himself, Andy Halliday. He's getting 1.8k and playing regular football with Hamilton. We then have Carlos Peña, who we sold to Montpellier for 3 million. He's still at Montpellier, playing regular football in France there. He went to their second tier when we sold him. Actually played poorly, only 16 appearances, 3 assists, 6.64 average. They then got promoted, and he actually played better. He had 33 appearances, 8 assists, and a 7.04 average rating. 31 appearances this season just gone by, with 2 goals and 7 assists, 6.85 average. So he's actually doing okay for himself in his career. He's getting 27.5 grand. Woof. So he's probably done the best out of any player that we've sold thus far, Carlos Peña, playing over in France. We sold Jonas Knudsen to a Chinese team. He's nearly getting 19k, which is an alright wage, but you'd expect him to get more in China probably. He's played very, very well every season. I mean, standard of competition is obviously lower in China, but he's played 28 games in the first season with 7.51 average, scoring 2 goals, getting 3 assists. Following season, 27 appearances, 7.37, 1 goal, 3 assists. Then the season just gone by, only 12 appearances, 1 goal and 2 assists, but a 7.23 average is still very respectable. So he's having a pretty good career as well of it. Jonas Knudsen over there in China, making bank and playing well. Season 3, we saw a couple more people. Graham Dorrans going down to Birmingham. He's now transfer listed at Birmingham. He was on loan there originally, playing 37 games in the Premier League with 3 goals and 2 assists, 6.96 average. So he had a good loan season there in the Premiership. That made them purchase him for £3 million. 37 games he played in the Championship with 6 assists, but a 6.65 average means he had a pretty poor time of it and didn't feature at all this past season, and they're now trying to punt him, of course. But his career's basically coming to the tail end anyway, Graham Dorrans. Next we come to James Tavernier. We sold for £2 million to Hull. He's now at Leeds. When he went down to Hull, he went on loan originally, 13 appearances, 3 goals and 1 assist, a 7.23 average, so he had a good loan spell. They stumped up the £2 million to buy him from us, and he played poorly, 8 appearances only, on a 6.6 average. They then sold him on to Leeds, cut their losses. He made 24 appearances for Leeds, scored 1 goal, got an assist and got a 6.77 average. So a bang average season for Tavernier there at Leeds, but he's playing and getting 10.5k. So he's not doing bad for himself. Is everybody else just a loan? Oh, we also sold Bruno Alves, who's still playing at the ripe old age of 39 years old. He's over in China as well. He's actually playing poor in China, that's how bad he is. 24 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist, 6.65, and then the season just gone by, 12 appearances, 1 goal, and a 6.34 average, which is just chronically bad. So he's not getting on very well, even over in China. Oh, screw it, let's look at big Serge. Serge is not playing very well there, over in Finland, but I could have told you that. So that was it for that season. Season just gone by, we sold a couple more. Donis Avdiaj went to Gladbach after only being in Glasgow for, 6 months or something. He played very well for us, went over to Gladbach for £8.5 million. He's played 15 games, he's got 1 goal, 2 assists and a 6.81 average, so probably regretting that move now, although it's his wage, 23.5k, probably not regretting it move for that amount of money. Jack Price went to Bolton. How's he getting on down there actually? Playing down in League 1. Yeah, he played pretty well. 27 appearances with 1 goal and 4 assists there and a 6.97 average rating. So he's done pretty well for himself, Jack Price. Just didn't work out for him here. He was a good player, but he was here at the same time as a lot of other talented central midfielders, so just couldn't force his way in. But he's doing well for himself now down in League 1, making just over 7 grand. Who else do we have? Jordan Rossiter, who we also sold. We sold him to Birmingham. He's listed now down at Birmingham. What do they want from 4 million? How's he done? He's not done very well. He's played 24 games in the Premiership and got a 6.69 average. So they've listed him for sale. You know, I mean they're in the Premiership, so maybe it's a bit harsh, but he did play really poorly. So yeah, Jordan Rossiter also not having a great time of it in his career. We also sold, of course, Maximiliano Oliveira over to Sporting Lisbon. How did he do this season? 12 appearances, a 7.27 average rating. That's better than he ever played for us, Maximiliano Oliveira. So he's doing well actually for himself, playing over there for Lisbon, for Lisbon. And he's getting 22k, so he's probably done the best out of anybody thus far. Anyone else? Oh, no, that's Oliveira again. Yeah, Wes Foderingham went to Derby County. He played 20 games, conceded 27 goals, 3 clean sheets, a 6.76 average rating, so he's doing alright as well down in Derby. 8.75k, so he's doing okay for himself, Wes Foderingham. Of course, the big sale, Fabio Cardoso to Southampton. How did he do? He played 10 games, scored 2 goals, got 1 assist and got a 6.9 average. So he's done okay for himself. But that's the embarrassment of riches, literal that Southampton have. They spent 60 million on a guy and only played 10 games. Yeah, where did they end up in the league, Southampton? 11th. So he's done okay for himself. He's getting 47 grand, of course, so he won't be regretting that move anyway. His wife certainly won't be regretting that move. Yep, and then Ryan Jack, pretty much our last one, went over to Italy to play for Genoa, made 15 appearances, going a 6.66 average with 3 assists. So it's not going very well for Jack, but he's getting 18 grand, so he will not regret it one bit either. And that brings us up to date. I just thought it'd be a little bit of fun to go through and look at the players who we've had over the years, how they're getting on, that kind of thing. A little bit of fun before Season 5 drops, of course. Now, Season 5 is going to drop soon, of course. But if you've liked this video, please leave a like on the video. You know, sounds obvious, but you know, some people don't do it. So please, if you have, drop a like. It does help the channel out. And of course, if you're anxiously awaiting Season 5, then you can subscribe to the channel, which I would encourage you to do and be grateful for if you did do. And you'll see, you know, notification as soon as Season 5 does drop. But mostly, as I always say, I want to say thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.